In this video, we want to demonstrate how to make your simulation model visually pleasing in 3D. For this, we use a simulation model with several stations and a conveyor, as you can see here. First, we are going to hide the grid. Click the View tab and switch off the grid. Next, we are going to show the shadows of the objects. To do so, click Shadows. Now we want to define the floor and the walls of our factory. For this, we first add a graphic group called Walls to our frame. Open the 3D Properties dialog of the frame and change to the tab Graphics. Click the button Add to add a new graphic group and enter the name Walls. Click OK to close the dialog and OK to close the dialog 3D Properties. First, we create the floor. To do so, we select Cuboid in the Insert Shape group of the Edit Ribbon tab. Enter 50 meters for the width of the cuboid, 20 meters for the depth. The floor should have a height of 0.02 meter. Select the graphic group Walls for this object. Position the floor that it includes all material flow objects. Now, we open the 3D Properties dialog and change to the tab Material. We activate the material and select one of the colors for the floor. Next, we are going to create the walls. To do so, we select Factory Walls from the Insert Shape group. We use the same values for the width and the depth. For the height, we keep the value of 5 meters. Make sure that the graphic group Walls is selected. Click Create and position the walls onto the floor. We want to protect the graphics of the building against unintentional movement. To do so, we open the 3D Properties dialog of the frame and change the tab Graphics. Select the checkbox Locked to lock the graphic group Walls. In real life, factories usually have a number of electrical cabinets. To insert a cabinet, we click Edit on the Ribbon tab and select Textured Plate in the Insert Shape group. Enter 1 meter as the width, 2 meters as the height, and 0.6 meter as the thickness of the plate. We select the image of a real cabinet as the texture. Make sure that Fit Texture to Plate is activated. Click Create to create the cabinet. We select the cabinet and open the dialog Edit 3D Properties by pressing Ctrl+3. Set the Z position to 1 meter and click OK. This inserts the cabinet into your factory. Now we want to change the color of the cabinet. Select the cabinet, click the right mouse button, and select Show Graphic Structure. In the dialog, we see 2 graphic nodes under Deco. Selecting one of the graphic nodes also selects the corresponding graphic. We select the node of the cabinet. We click the right mouse button and select Edit 3D Properties. We click the tab Material in the dialog that opens. Activate the settings for the material. Click the drop-down list for the diffuse color and select one of the colors. Click OK to close the dialog, and then close the tree of the graphic. Next, we want to insert a rack. To do so, we select Import Graphics on the Edit ribbon tab. Plant Simulation offers a list of graphics which you can use in your model. Select the file rack.jt. Insert the rack. Click OK in the dialog Insert Graphic. You can import any graphic file of your liking. Plant Simulation supports various graphic formats. Instead of importing a graphic, you can also create a rack by clicking Rack in the Insert Shape group. We define the parameters in the dialog that opens. The first three parameters define the dimension of a storing box of the rack. Bays per board defines the number of columns of the rack, and board count defines the number of boards. You can also select one of two different optimization strategies: post-processing capability or performance. Performance creates a flat structure of the rack with a lower number of graphic nodes. Post-processing capability enables you to modify each graphic element of the rack. If you have areas in your factory which the workers cannot cross, you can define barred areas. To do so, select Barred Area. Select the shape of the barred area, round or rectangular. For a rectangular area, you can select if the area will be displayed with a hatched pattern. We selected Rectangular with Hatching. Click Create. This creates an area which the worker cannot cross. Next, we want to create a platform on one side of our factory. First, we create a plate representing the floor of the platform. Select Cuboid in the Insert Shape group. Enter a length of 20 meters and a width of 7 meters. Click Create to create the plate. Position the plate in the upper right corner of the factory. Click the right mouse button to open the Properties dialog of the plate. Enter 4 meters as the Z position, namely the height of the plate. To better distinguish the plate from the other graphic objects, let's define a material for it. We click the tab Material, activate the material, and select a color for the diffuse color. Click OK to apply your settings. Naturally, we are also going to need supporting pillars for the platform. We want the profile of the supports to be square. Therefore, we insert a cuboid. We create a cuboid with a dimension of 1 meter in all directions. As we cannot change the graphic of the cuboid after we create it, we are going to create it with settings we choose and scale it later. Click Create to create the cuboid and place it anywhere under the platform. We open the dialog Edit 3D Properties of the cuboid. Switch off Uniform Scaling. This allows us to define a different scaling factor for each of the 3 dimensions. We use a scaling factor of 0.1 for the X dimension and the Y dimension, and of 4 for the Z dimension. This corresponds to a width and to a depth of 0.1 meter and to a height of 4 meters. As the worker cannot fly, we have to create a staircase so that he can get onto the platform. we create a staircase that is 2 meters wide and rises to a height of 4 meters. Open the dialog Edit 3D Properties of the staircase and rotate it around the Z-axis by 90 degrees. We position the staircase so that it connects directly to the platform. You'll notice that this is not easy to do with the mouse. To exactly place the staircase, open the dialog Edit 3D Properties and enter the exact position. We might have to experiment a little until everything fits as it should. For safety reasons, we also need a guardrail for the platform. We use a fence for this. Enter a length of 20 meters and a width of 7 meters and a height of 1 meter. We selected blue as the color for the profile material and the post material. Activate Mesh. Click Create to create the fence and position it on the platform. You'll notice that our fence has 4 sides. We only need the front and the left side of the fence though. Select the fence and place the cursor over its right-hand side. Press the plus key. This will drill down in the structure of the fence. Now only the right side of the fence is selected. Press the delete key on your keyboard to remove this side of the fence. Click OK to delete this part of the fence. Repeat this for the back of the fence and press the plus key until only its back is selected. Press the delete key to delete this part of the fence. Finally, we have to delete the segment of the fence at which the staircase connects to the platform. We select the fence, press the plus key until only that segment of the fence is selected. Press the delete key to delete this segment. In our last step, we have to remove the fence post that obstructs the way. We repeat the steps described above to delete it. Our finished guardrail for the platform looks like this. This concludes our video about making our model in 3D visually pleasing